Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Andy's Playground. I'm your host, as always, Andy, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So today while I was at work, I kind of had a thought to myself, you know, I'm here literally pretty much every single day in Hollywood studios. I've been able to see everything that's been going on construction-wise, at least in my little area over in the theater district. So basically, I was just kind of thinking to myself today, you know, I'm here every single day in Hollywood studios, pretty much, whether I'm either a guest or I'm a cast member. So I just thought it might be fun if I bring you guys along just to show you all the cool stuff that's going on that I know about, that I can talk about from a public perspective, as well as someone who's been seeing these changes over the course of the past couple weeks. So what we're going to be doing is every single week I'm going to be releasing a video on showing what's new here at Hollywood Studios and letting you guys know everything that's going on, at least as far as I know. And we're going to start it off today. So something I've seen a lot of people talking about is the fact that the Skyliner cabins are in fact back operational. They went under some serious testing for about a week or so just to make sure all the kinks were ironed out before they open back up to the public. But they are up and running. I've seen them stopping every now and then, just a pause or two, but they've looked like they've been going pretty successful so far. I don't know if there's any changes to the system that so far. I need to do some more research on that personally before I talk about it more. But it looks like they are back open and operational. Looks like they got a good sized queue. Looks like they're flowing it pretty well. So looks like things are all clear for the Skyliner. It looks like they have their hours right here. And these look like some good hours here. They have them 8 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. basically when the parks are open. However, I am curious that the resort times are a little bit different too. They used to be running all the way up till midnight as far as I remember. But they also have this sign out here too, just to make sure that people are aware it might be interrupted with stops and delays. And I think this is a very, very smart move by Disney, just to make sure that there's several precautions. But for me personally, I really love the Skyliners. I think they're a really good use of transportation, good use of space. I think they really are very effective in getting you to where they need to be. They cut down on parking, they cut down on buses, they cut down on a lot of other aspects of transportation that might take longer. And overall, it's a really good use of time. So if you're going to use those gondolas, I highly recommend them. There is a risk that it might get stopped, but overall, things are looking pretty great. So this is something new I just kind of noticed over here towards the Friendship boat dock over here. There's a crane that appears to be surfaced over here. It doesn't look like a very, very large crane, but it definitely looks like it's used to move some stuff back there. I do know that backstage they've been building some more trailers and things. So I'm curious if that's what they're doing over here, but it looks like they do have some roped up areas over here that we can't quite get over there. So I'm curious to see if they're building some areas back there for people to go back to, or maybe they're just expanding on some areas backstage over there. We'll have to monitor that more as we check on things in the future. There's some hammering going on way back where the Skyliner kind of passes over in that area, so there might be some more work being done over there. But that's about all I know that's being done on the outside of Hollywood Studios. So let's get ready to check out the inside of Hollywood Studios. So since this is the first time I'm doing this kind of video, I'm just going to do a quick recap of some of the new stuff that's opened up in the last couple of weeks. The first one actually is just to our left here at the Mickey's of Hollywood. This store just recently opened up, just not too long ago, probably about 2 weeks ago. Right now they have a good variety of gear in here, but most of it revolves around Mickey Mouse, which is awesome. They need more Mickey stores, which will be coinciding perfectly next year when Mickey's Runaway Railway opens up. But as you can see, there's a lot of choices for ears. They have some Halloween decorations back there that I haven't shown out here. They have some toys, they got ears, they got all kinds of shirts and gears, especially stuff for 2019. If you're looking for some basic souvenir, kind of like Emporium merch, they're here for you. Also, in this little center area, they have some Skyliner merchandise. There's a lot of good Skyliner stuff. There's a little bit of action figures, hats, glasses, services, buttons, shirts. We got a good variety here of all kinds of Skyliner merch. There's some Galaxy's Edge stuff. Just a good variety of all kinds of stuff you can expect to see from other areas in the park. It's kind of summarized here in one little place, which is kind of nice. Right next door to the Mickey's of Hollywood, there's actually Keystone Clothiers. Now this place opened up about a month or so ago. This was one of the first places I know of that opened up while I've been here. It's a nice store from the looks of things. You just come in here, they have a lot of really good Star Wars merchandise in here too. If you're not wanting to go all the way to Galaxy's Edge or wait in the lines there, they have some good alternatives over here. Anything you could possibly really need. They have a lot of really good costumes, set pieces, toys, magic moons. Droids looks like too.
He hugs too. Watch. Keep your leg right there. I gotta get him on this side though. This side of the leg.
Oh, he gives a hug. But yeah, they just have a variety of things here. They have a photo op right over here too, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if you're just looking for a good variety of Star Wars merch, this place is pretty good too. We're going to be heading over to the Chinese Theater in just a sec to look at some of the new stuff that's developed up in front of the Grand Chinese Theater. But first I wanted to go down Sunset Boulevard just to make sure we check over here. So as we're walking down Sunset Boulevard, if you just take a look to your right here, there's Legends of Hollywood. Now this place opened up, or reopened up not too long ago after a good bit of refurbishment. And what it is more of a jewelry store here. So we'll go on in here just to take a look, just so you guys can see what's going on in here too. As you can kind of tell, it's a little bit more of a jewelry store. Which they have these nice little tokens, little trinkets. Of course, there's jewelry over here too. A lot of it's very fine price. Everything's done by Pandora. I personally haven't inquired of any prices. But it looks amazing stuff in here. A lot of little trinkets, a lot of little things. Good selections of rings and bracelets. And then over here, this kind of feeds into the other stores around here. And there they have a lot of nice outfits, a lot of fashion things, certain costumes and stuff like that. Mainly a good store also to get anything for those seeking those kind of costumes here. It looks like we got a Pirate Red costume over here. So a good variety of different stuff that you can find in here. One of the things I'll show you guys here really quick is the crowd volumes in Hollywood have been really busy today. Right now the standby wait time for Tower of Terror is at a 65-minute wait, which just shows that right now it's about 1:30 on a day like this, and the crowd levels are very packed. So this is kind of a rough time of the year to come just because Halloween's around the corner. A lot of people are going for those Halloween parties. Or Mickey's Not So Scary, and of course Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Studios. So the crowd and the parks are very packed right now with all the crowd sizes. One of my things I've been really trying to monitor lately is the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This little attraction here is going to be amazing. They're actually starting to hire for it in about a week or so, a week or two. They're going to open up hiring for the attraction if you guys are interested in working here. But one of the things I've been paying attention to is, yes, those little beams right here, the little 4 dots right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's where the sign is definitely going to be. But over here, what's kind of interesting is that they boarded up this area right over here. My prediction is this is going to be where one of the entrances is, or the exit. It's either there or there, because they have two like-sided boards. The only difference is this one over here has more of a ticket office feel, while this one does not. So it leads me to believe that they're doing something over here as well. And also what adds me to that is, as you can see up here, there's like these little 4 dots right around here too, which also point to something different here. Oh, there's another one, there's 6. So there's 6 little dots right there, which probably mean that they're gonna put something there and they've painted over it, or they've taken something down. I need to like get a better look at this wall right here just to see if there's anything different here. But what's interesting is I'm not sure what they're going to do with this ticket office thing here, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. Just looking closely though, I still believe that this lettering right here, this entrance right here, is interesting because this is definitely, I think, where wait time showed for the Great Movie Ride. It's one of the last things I think remaining from the Great Movie Ride over here too. So I'm very excited to see what they're doing here. But definitely there's something up with these entryways. And so I'm going to keep monitoring that frequently just to see if there's anything different about them. This one also has the 6 dots above it as well, which again makes me wonder if they're putting something here too. Also, as of a few weeks ago, One Man's Dream was replaced by a Maleficent preview. I haven't quite seen that yet. Hopefully that looks good. I actually haven't seen the first Maleficent movie, so I wouldn't really even know what this one would be about. But interesting enough. I kind of miss One Man's Dream personally. It's a nice little tribute. If you ever see it in here, go check it out. It's like the ultimate little tribute to Walt. If there was going to be an attraction after Walt, you know, that would be it right here. It's a good favorite right here. Speaking of one man's dream, I actually wanted to come in here and check because they've actually finally fixed the little screen that was in here that shows how Mickey Mouse was drawn. This wasn't working before. I've been in here a couple weeks. This is the first time I've noticed it working. So I'm glad that they got that working again. That's awesome. Because Maleficent is now here instead of One Man's Dream, this area has been more themed to Maleficent, meaning they actually have costumes from the Maleficent movie. So this is from the new Maleficent over there that's coming out in just a week or so, I think. Pretty soon. These are very, very beautiful and extravagant costumes. I really like those. And then there's a cool photo opportunity right here if you want to make it look like you're Maleficent. Over here they have an exhibit for Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, not the movie, but they do have a costume of Jack Sparrow, which is kind of cool here.
Say, go Jack Sparrow.
And they have some of the rings and some of these carvings that they use for Pirates of the Caribbean, the original Pirates of the Caribbean, which is really cool. Alongside with the Maleficent 2 preview, they also have the Maleficent preview signs up here on the billboards that have replaced the previous movies that they were advertising for the new one. I think that one replaced The Lion King. And then over here, they have a new 101 Dalmatians billboard in honor of the fact that 101 Dalmatians is now on digital and Blu-ray as of September 24th. So one of the things that you can't quite tell over here, but this is kind of where they're building the restaurant. There's a little mini crane over there too, but there's not really much progress being shown over here. But as of right now, some of my friends have noticed it's very unusual that you can see that much backstage area. Personally, I don't really know what that building is. I haven't been trained on what that building is, but I was just going to assume it's offices. But still, I think they're still in progress in building that restaurant. No idea on when that's going to be open yet, but it's going to be a nice addition to Toy Story Land for sure. Of course, one of the bigger things that have opened up here in Hollywood Studios has been Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge opened up here on August 29th and has been doing pretty well, honestly. The first couple of weeks were very slow, but now, as you guys can tell, it's picked up a little bit. This here is the line for the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It goes all the way back to my friend way back there. The line is currently a 75-minute wait, and it's about 2:45 today. They also have a single rider queue if you are just coming here by yourself. The single rider queue may often be as long or a little bit shorter than the standby time. It just really does depend, just kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster and the other single rider lines. The single rider queue is right now kind of like the fast pass queue. When you get to about right here in this little room right here, it's probably about a 30 to 40 minute wait depending on which way you go. There's two hangars. There's this door and there's one to my left here. And so you can typically choose which way you want to go. Personally, I think I'm not going to ride today, but that was just so that you guys can see what it's like down here. This nice little thing also has some cool little secrets around here too, such as this little droid door right here, which is just kind of cute. But yeah, you guys should definitely check it out. However, do not go down this way with a single rider queue if you do have family members, especially if you have little ones, because you will be separated from your little ones. So do not make that mistake. Make sure you are going in standby if you all want to stay together, especially if you have little ones, because you will, again, be separated. I'm planning on devoting an entire video to Galaxy's Edge and all the stuff you can see and do here that I've found really fun to do. So that video is going to come, but just so you guys know, this is an excellent place just to spend your time. One of my favorite things to do is actually just to use the data pad. Data pad is something that you can use on your Play Disney Parks app, which is a free app you can download from the App Store. You basically can run little missions, you can do little things in the land that help gain your reputation for the Resistance, the Scoundrel Organization, or the First Order. So you really can pick your sides, you can just really mess around, you can do a lot of fun things in this land without even writing anything in here. But right now we're going on our way just to check on Rise of the Resistance, just so that way you guys can see the entryway, and then we're gonna head out of here. So this gun turret right here marks the entrance to Rise of the Resistance, which will be opening in less than 2 months. We are very, very excited to see this ride. We're hoping that there's going to be cast member previews, but none of us really know for sure. What we do know is that this ride is currently under testing They've had certain secrets revealed about it. There's been some leaks. Personally, what I'm doing is I'm keeping far away from any leaks and anything that might just, you know, take away from the magic of it. Just because I want to see it fresh, like it's supposed to be. And I'd recommend that for you guys too. There's nothing that we can see on the outside looking in that reveals too much about the area. I've been trying to analyze the queue a little bit over here too, but there's nothing really we can honestly see over here. There's some carvings in the walls that I'm seeing. There's some caves, but as a whole, there's not really too much you can really see from the outside looking in, which is, I think, exactly what they're wanting to do. We'll try to see if there's any changes going forward, but until that time, that's about all that we got here for Galaxy's Edge. Over here in the Muppet store, they actually have some new Muppet merchandise. So we have Muppet Babies now. We have Muppet Baby Kermit, we have Muppet Baby Miss Piggy, Animal, Fozzie, and we also have some shirts over here. Not to mention we have some Miss Piggy ears over here too. So it's nice to see that they're finally getting some more Muppet merchandise. However, that's about it. There's also some random Stitch merchandise here, Halloween merchandise, and of course your typical stuff that you can find everywhere. But it's so nice to be able to see some more Muppet merchandise here in the park. As for noticeable construction within the park, the biggest noticeable thing is this area right here, right next to Mickey and Minnie's Red Carpet Dreams. There's this entire little area here that's going under construction. As far as we can tell, part of it is definitely bathrooms and backstage areas. However, just by looking at it, it looks like that area right back there is an area where you can go backwards and then go left or right. And looking like that's going to be an extension of the bathrooms there. Over here though, I'm not sure what that little wall is going to be though over there. So it's going to be kind of a curious little area right there too. Based on what I can see through here though, they're still doing some landscaping work over here as well, especially stuff with the pipes and things like that. You can kind of see in between these little ferns right here that they still have some piping and some ways to go with over here. With the siding, I've seen them putting up things over here too. And it looks like they've been working on the brickwork a little bit more. It's really coming together really quickly though, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see it up later in December or sometime shortly in winter of next year as well. But that's really coming along kind of quickly. A couple of weeks ago it was really nothing like what you're seeing right now. So they're really coming along with it. They are also revealing a name, looks like, on it too eventually. So I'm going to be kind of curious as to what this place is going to be called. This could be another little quick service area as well too. We're just not quite sure. They haven't really told us too much details about it. As we're heading around here, this is heading towards more into the area where you park your strollers for Star Tours. But as you can see, this building is definitely coming around more. They're spacing it out more. In fact, actually, these planters have actually come out a little bit from the wall. And they're starting to possibly connect it to the restrooms that are over here by Star Tours. So hopefully we can start figuring out what they're going to do with this area. The biggest popular opinion though is it's just an extension of the restrooms. And there's just going to be two entrances. One on this side over by Star Tours and one on the other side by Grand Avenue. Very similar to the Maleficent video, very similar to a lot of the stuff that you've seen in Launch Bay. This was Star Wars Path of the Jedi. This exhibit showed the rise of Luke Skywalker up until Episode 8. This was an advertisement for Episode 8 until it went down not too long ago, obviously, after Episode 8 came out. Guess we'd come in through here and we'd go through a theater way down there. This theater is now going to be the Mickey Short Theater. It is now a hard hat area where they're currently building and renovating the theater to make sure it's ready for the Mickey Shorts Theater, which means to me that they're doing a lot more. A good example of what else they're doing here is they're also closed down the game port. This is something I haven't seen anyone talk about recently. This was the home of the game port, which is now extinct. They are officially closing it out. As far as we can tell, everything is gone. Everything is no more in here. You can't even look in here because they're doing so much renovating in here. It's completely being gone. The game port was where you could play Disney Infinity on the Xbox One, and when they pulled that out, that was the last of the times you could probably play Xbox Infinity here at Disney World. Which honestly, I'm kind of glad that they're pulling it out. They needed a little bit of a change. So what my guess is they're probably going to put it in a merch area, probably for Mickey merch over there too. So it'll be exciting to see what they're doing here. This is another one of the areas I'll be working, and so I'll actually get to work here next spring when the Mickey Shorts Theater will be opening up. My prediction is it'll open up shortly before or around the time that Mickey's Runaway Railway will be opening up next spring as well too. And hopefully everything will stay on track for that. Well guys, thanks so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure to be able to show you guys all the new things that are happening here at Hollywood Studios. Every week is different. Every week there's something new going on here. So it's really kind of a fun place to be, especially if you're coming to visit. We're gonna have to see what's going to happen next week, so I hope you guys turn in next time. If there's anything you guys want me to check out, or anything you guys heard about that you want me to look into, both from a guest perspective or a cast member perspective, just let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to go look into something, especially if you guys genuinely want to know. Thank you guys again so much for watching. It really means a lot to have your guys' support. Let me know again if there's anything else you guys want me to do. Until next time though, I'll see you real soon.